Alright, hello and welcome to my 10th part of Retro City Rampage in Unity tutorial. Today we're doing a little bit of player health and a little bit of GUI. Well, actually a lot of GUI. We've got most of it like set up either like as a placeholder or the actual thing. Looks a bit ugly, but we can fix that later. So yeah, let's just show you that. We've got a GUI here, and if you see that red bar, yeah, you'll just tilt attack eventually, and you see the health goes down, and boop, yep, you die. It doesn't actually stop the doing anything because we're not got the game. Well, I know, yeah, that'll be programmed in later, but the essence of it is there. Now let's get on to it. First things first is made a couple of alterations to classes, or actually the first one I'll do is the player health one. So basically, it's got basically I learned this. It's called a singleton pattern. This where you've got like if you have one instance of a class, but you'll be accessing it a load, you can just have a static reference to it. So I can have a public static player health ph, which is basically just this. So I can I use it in the GUI code where I can just go. I think where is player health? Basically, I can just go playerhealth.ph, and that finds the one instance of the player health that is in the game. So that's efficient, apparently. So do that. Yeah. So basically, the player health, we got the singleton to reference it. We got the current health value and the maximum health value, which isn't used now. It's just well, it's used in the GUI code, but it's not used in the health code. It's just basically if you picked up a pickup to get more health, it'd stop it going over this value once I've implemented it. So that's just there. We've got collision detection, so if you get hit by a bullet, it'll reduce the health and destroy the bullet. And this reduced health is used basically just takes the health down one and it checks if dead. So if health is less than or equal to 0, it'll just set the dead to true in the GUI. And then once later on, we'll add like just disabling all the components of the player and allowing them to restart. And this is another singleton that we used for the player GUI code, which I'll go into in a minute. There was a quick change to the NPC AI. No, there wasn't. It was the weapon controller that I changed. That's the one. Basically, we added a call to the reduce health method using the singleton reference thing for when the melee attacks happen, because we don't have bullets, and it's pretty obvious, so that's that. And for weapon container, we've added a GUI texture. A texture 2D, which is used by the GUI when you've got different weapons. So as you can see, okay, we got. I'll just kill you. Die. So we've got, say, the Tommy gun there. If we switch the weapon, so let's say the shotgun, it changes. And that changes again, but no ammo counter. Yeah. So there's also another thing with the GUI that, so unlike a Retro City Rampage, I've seen there's been like two main kind of like GUIs for in-game. One is where there's like just a giant bar at the top, which is this, and there's also something that looks a bit like the GTA 3 kind of GUI, where you got like the weapon, your health, the map placeholder, and alert. Yeah, so the map and alert placeholders, and that will get implemented when the features are added, which won't be for a while, but I'm just putting a placeholder so I can mark out where they'll be. So yeah, let's get onto the GUI code. There's not anything else I'm forgetting. Let's check that I've not actually changed something. No. Okay. Let's just left it open by accident. Okay, so first things first, we've got a singleton just to reference the GUI script. Got a boolean for drawing GUI, which would be just you can turn the GUI on or off. Simple. Got a switch for simple GUI or the more detailed GUI, which takes up more space and might look a bit unappealing depending on how you prefer it. I don't know. And if dead is true, then it'll stop displaying the GUI and display a box saying you're dead. But yeah, so we set the singleton, which you have to do for each one. So we've got one for the player health there, and the weapon container. No, weapon controller. No, okay. this only works if there's one instance of the class in the scene, because static means that this variable will be the same throughout each instance of the player GUI class. Now, if there's only one, it's fine, but if there were, say, multiple instances, like the NPC AI, and you had that, you wouldn't be able to have it because it just referenced the last one of the that had been created, and that wouldn't be good at all. So next we have the GUI scaling code, which basically we've covered in Hotline Miami, but if you didn't watch that, then what it does is it scales the GUI for when you change the screen size. So I'll just kill him again. Yeah. So say if I move it to 3 aspects, or 5x4, or 3x2, then it's sort of everything, all the GUI stuff stays the same scale, which I found useful. So yeah, that's what that code is, that these 3 variables are used in. And then we've got the GUI star, which is just for the text, like defines in the inspector how it is. So you can change like the color, backgrounds, font, whatnot. We'll probably change those again later, just when we do like some more aesthetic stuff to make it look nicer and more retro-y, but for now it will do. Texture 2Ds is just the textures that are drawn. Simple, really. This code basically just works out screen width and the actual screen width and the width you define in here for what the GUI originally is, like what you've designed it for. So it just scales it. So whatever it is. So even if your screen isn't 1920 by 1080, this code will work the same. But you can use your own screen width and height if you're feeling adventurous, but you'll have to change the rect values for defining where they are and what size they are and whatnot. Okay, so first part of the on-GUI is if we're drawing GUI and we're not dead, and if simple GUI is false, then basically what we've defined is all the different components of the GUI, where they'll be in recs. So this is the more complex, blockier GUI. It takes up more space. So we've got the background texture, which is basically just the width of the screen, 205 pixels down. It starts at 0, 0, which is basically the top corner, I believe. Yeah, it should be. Then we've got the map box, which, basically you can read them. They just define things that you'd see in the GUI. I don't know why there's an arrow for the cursor, but it looks weird. But oh well. One thing that is different about this, which you should take note of, is the player health width. So basically what we've taken is we've defined how big it should be, how big the thing should be. So it'd be 300 pixels wide, and we divided that by the max health, and then we multiply it by the current health. So what that does is changes the length of it when you lose health or gain health, but up to a certain point only. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. And then we just got more textures and whatnot, and this is all the drawing. And for the weapon textures, or the weapon bit of the GUI, which is another bit we've implemented, the rest are just placeholders, by the way. We'll do those in a later episode, but it'll be quite a bit later on, because you still need to implement all the open world stuff, and that'll kind of need that. So yeah. So we've got just the background texture, which is just a little brackets thing that I've mocked up. And then basically we get the current weapons texture, GUI texture, which we put recently, or this episode, in the weapon container class. So as you can see, the 4 have a GUI texture that I've made. Yeah. What else? Where is it? More developed. Okay, we've also got basically a check. So if we're not on a melee weapon, then it'll also create a GUI box that gets the ammo value for the weapon, and then just displays that under it, which is simple enough. And we got the health bar and the alert placeholder, and yeah, that's it for the complex GUI. Now the simple GUI is more or less the same. We got it's just the positioning has been changed, so it's less intrusive. So yeah, we've got a similar thing for the player health with, except we've done it by 200 rather than 300 this time, because we want the health bar overall to be smaller in width, but still have the same, like, I don't know what the word would be. Still want it to have the same effect of it'll get smaller the less health you have until you reach 0. And then, again, we got the GUI textures for weapons, but as I said, we just changed the rect, so we're just drawing them in a different place. Yeah, and if we're dead, we just draw the box as there instead of that. And don't forget the GUI matrix equals SVNat. Yeah, so that was the GUI code. Yeah, I'm not reading out all the rect values. You can just copy them down yourself. Just check that again. Got the player health, which is simple, not fully implemented at the moment, but we'll get around to that in the next couple of episodes. I'm going to try and aim for having something vaguely playable, like say you have a little area with like a couple of obstacles and you just like fight enemies that come for you, and you can pick up ammo and stuff like that, and maybe have a like weapon selection I might do next time. Who knows? So yeah, NPCI. That's not relevant. Weapon controller. We got the change to the melee attack for NPCs here, and we got the GUI texture for the weapon controller. No weapon container, sorry. So yeah, that's about it. Cheers for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Go play Loud or Quiet. Go buy the Hotline Miami asset pack that I put out. It's on HEO. It's £1.50. Went up a little bit because the pound is currently crashing and I need money. Well, not money, but yeah, just buy it. Help me eat. So yeah, cheers for watching. Bye.